I'm Basil Matzopoulos, the ancient fossil from Howard, who was a Blackmore even before Facebook, 80 years ago. I'm delighted to be here to celebrate this wonderful occasion with my Blackmore's comrades. It's a great honour to be here again as a guest of the DHS Foundation Trust. Perhaps they thought I wouldn't remember that I was here last year. Huge thanks to Andrew Shedrock and Richard Denny for organising my flight and accommodation. I bring warm greetings from Barry Wilson, the chairman of the Cape Town DHS Old Boys Committee, and my fellow committee members who are currently celebrating Founders Day in Cape Town. They send their best wishes and a request for some pudding if there any left over. I was hoping to meet one of my colleagues, Mike Gerke, but unfortunately he's not here today. And I believe he's ill, so I send him best wishes. And unfortunately my classmate, Aubrey Goodgood, is also not here today because he was an Opidami. That was a fancy name for non-Blackmores. The lucky ones who did not have to endure cold showers in winter and fight for the jam in the dining room. Some of you might recall that on Founders Day last year, I had the privilege of addressing you all. I'm still not sure if that was payment for my lunch or punishment for the scholars who had to listen. Either way, apologies in advance for today's second round. Having never been in the current Blackmore's establishment since the demolition of the old Victorian structure, I can only express absolute amazement at the dramatic transformation. Back in my day, we would never have imagined that such development was possible. Quite unbelievable. Let's talk about life as a boarder 82 years ago. Luxury? Not quite. Conditions were practically medieval by today's palatial standards. For example, no hot water, only ice cold shower, summer or winter. Discipline? Let's just say we got flogged for the most trivial offences. Some of us had more hardings than hot dinners. Life, however, was not without its humour, and I'd like to tell you of some school happenings. When I arrived at DHS in 1943, Jimmy Black was the headmaster. He was shortish in stature, and on most occasions wore his black academic gown and, can you believe it, a mortarboard. He was a strict disciplinarian, and he was often seen prowling around the quadrangle cane in hand, peering in classroom windows. It was on such an occasion that he caught me reading a novel during the revision lesson. He was furious. He stormed into the classroom, pointing his cane at me and shouting, you, come out here. And he bent me down and flogged me savagely in front of my leaving classmates and made me stand outside for the classroom for the remainder of the lesson. To avoid being caught again, I was forced to trade a boiled egg for a place away from the windows. Then there was Beruti, our dapper little Italian history master. He was the proud owner of a car with a small motor, little two-stroke motor. It sounded like a sewing machine on wheels. It had a 3-ring emblem and was the forerunner of the Audi. It was called a DKW, which of course we knew as a laser cup car. Beruti, also a strict disciplinarian, believed that 100 lines was the best form of punishment as it deprived errant schoolboys of leisure time. We didn't agree and decided to extract revenge. One afternoon, whilst he was giving an extra lesson, a number of boys manhandled his car into a gap between the uprights holding up the veranda roof, leaving him about 4 centimetres front and back of the car. There was no power steering in those days, and manoeuvring it out required quite considerable effort. He had a very He had very tired arms that night. The next event happened when I became a border prefect. One evening I was summoned to the headmaster's office. Not a good sign. The conversation went like this. Matzopoulos, do you smoke? Yes, sir. With whom do you smoke? I smoke on my own, sir. Where do you smoke? At the beach or at the cinema, sir. Do you ever smoke on the premises? Occasionally, sir. Where? Down the Essenwood Road bank or behind the laundry. Have you ever seen other prefects smoking? No, sir. Matzopoulos, you're lying to me, aren't you? Yes, sir. Why are you lying? Because if my friends don't confess, I'm not going to drop them. He let me off on condition that I never smoked again at school. And you know what? None of us did. That moment was about loyalty, integrity, and standing together. A fitting testament to the values we learned at THS. Now let's talk about dining at Blackmore's. It doesn't matter what your persuasion was, everybody got the same Latin grace. We heard it earlier. Benedictus benedicat, Curjasum Christum dominum nostrum. To us it meant Lord bless us food and save us from the sago pudding. The truth is that with heads bowed,